Alright, what's going on everybody? It's PyLover136 here, and welcome back to Trine. So, what you're actually hearing from me right now is actually a voiceover, because I streamed this completely without my audio on. That being said, I still wanted to put these videos up there and have at least a little bit of audio on it. So, what we ended up doing during this stream was everything. I have it split up into a couple different parts, but this first episode, we were trying to finish up the game on all the hardcore and get the rest of the bottles. So, you may remember me going through this level a couple of times in the last episode, trying to get things figured out and get things worked out. So, I had to look up where these items were in the game in order for me to come back and find out like where they were for the last few levels. Um, Mostly because I couldn't find them. So in this, I had already went through and found out where it was, and kind of just ran as fast as I could to get to the point because I was a little disappointed in the way that things were. I was not aware of where the last bottles were in this level. And if I'm correct, it was like 3 bottles that I was missing. Um, Also, I will say I am re-recording over this audio a few days after, so I may not remember everything. But yeah, there was a secret entrance right here, and there it is. So I couldn't find that, and I couldn't find the chest either, which of course they were together, just a pair of boots, but still wanted to reorganize and get everything where it was. But I took a death there because it was actually a bit of a pain to get out of there. But everything finally came down. We found that one. Like I said, it was a little hidden. All of the remaining bottles of experience were a little hidden. And then we made our way back to the ruins, which I have to say, out of all the levels, this one was probably one of my favorite in terms of the way that it was animated and the way it looks. It's just very beautiful to look at. But and if you can't tell, I've also sped this up for you guys because this was an hour session of recording. However, because of my lack of putting in where the putting in the audio, I went ahead and just edited it down to what we were looking for, and we went ahead and started keeping things moving smoothly enough because I don't think you guys want to hear too much kind of blanded out. But here we go. We made our way through the levels again, and just working our way through, having to deal with the platforming again, even though I know good and well that I had the ability to just make the wizard with his floating platform would have made my life a whole lot easier. But I did forget, so not a whole lot I can do about it. But I think with this level, the last couple of bottles were also in a pretty out of the way area, and it was one of those I should have found it, but I didn't. And so now I was trying to make my way back through to get to them. They were just, again, just a little out of the way. Man, fighting these trolls, ogres, however you want to call them in this one, was always a pain, but it was always easier to just let them fall off the edge. Oop, I almost died there. Didn't even mean to. Yep, so the last bottle was just laying there. I just missed it. This level, it just went over my head where it was, but they definitely did start putting them in harder to find places. Um, I also realized a little bit later that I could have just left the level at any time after getting the bottle. I didn't actually have to stick around, but I figured I was that close to the end of the level. Let's just go ahead and run straight through it. So I was really upset with this one because the bottle I missed, the last bottle, is right here. It's right at the top of this cogwheel, and I didn't even bother checking. So that was very upsetting to me. And then this level kind of hurt my feelings too because I had to come back through this level for pretty much no reason. There is another chest that I missed, but from what I understand, I should not have missed that chest. The chest that I missed is closer to the end of the level, but where it was, there were 2 bottles right next to it, and I got all the bottles in this level. And I killed myself right there. Yep. Just take the easy way. Why spend any more time than you have to? But yeah, I had already gotten the bottles. So if I had gotten the bottles, why didn't I get the chest? It means that I literally just overlooked the chest when I had gotten it. Like, I think I even said something about the chest and then just walked away. Just completely forgot it. And then here I had to go back through the entire level just to get that one chest. Which I think this was the last chest of the game. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was. I think I get the achievement for getting that after I get the chest. But yeah, then we're gonna hook up, and there it is. It's right there. It's not even that high. Yep, treasure hunter for getting all the chests. Really kind of hurt my feelings that was what it was. And it was the vial of health. I could have used that so much. It was a really good item that I missed. So I went ahead and I started reorganizing things, trying to figure out the best place to put them all, because it's a little harder to think about when you're in the hardcore, you're trying to figure out where everything goes. It's a little bit more specific on where you want to put things. Because, well, I used the thief a lot, but that's why I kept like most of the health items on the thief. But I kept a lot of the magic items on the warrior, simply because I used his shockwave hammer a lot. I mean, a lot. So we go back to the level select, and we see what we're missing. There's only 2 levels left at this point. And so we're going to go through the achievements and look at what we need again, because I wanted to see, did I have to beat the game on hard mode in hardcore? Unfortunately, I do. I knew I had to beat it on hardcore. I couldn't remember if it was hardcore or not. But, and of course, now that we're getting down to the last little bit of the game, I started trying to run through the levels as quick as I could, but these guys were actually hurting pretty bad. So I was taking my time to take them out so that way I could continue forward, because playing the level on hardcore really is a bit of a pain in the butt. So, and I actually had to play through this level a couple of times. You won't see it in this because I went ahead and I edited out the change, but I had to play this level about 2 times so that way I could find the bottle, because the last 3 bottles were, I can't say that they were hidden necessarily. And the crazy part is, I think I remember seeing it on the first playthrough, but they were in such a location that I couldn't figure out how to get them, and I think I threw them away. So I'm over here trying to find if there's any shortcut of a way down there, because I didn't want to struggle and spend too much time doing all this, because there's a lot of stuff here, and I'd rather just get it over with. I was really trying to get it done with, because I just didn't want to deal with doing this a whole bunch. I forgot that, the metal crates that the wizard can make melt in. But yeah, just trying to find the quickest way around, because who wants to spend all their time just dealing with everything over here? So I keep jumping around, and it ended up killing off the thief. But you know, as much as I enjoy the thief, I can make do without her. I've even found the wizard was quite the platform expert in this game, running around like I did, using the wizard as every opportune time that I can. I didn't really use the wizard for the killing aspect, which I should have. There were several times to do it, and made it really hard to get one of the achievements in the game because I waited so long to figure things out. But man, as far as like just the platforming aspect of it, the wizard really did help a lot when it came to figuring out everything and moving around. Because it was, especially once you got the floating platform, you can skip so much. And then they really give you the ability to make so many boxes and so many planks. So the planks were very helpful for different areas. And so, as you can see in this level, I was jumping around over there. I was trying to find those last bottles. It was really difficult to find them because of where they were hiding them all. And so I was searching. I mean, I was trying to do in-depth search any way I could. And then, of course, I'm struggling to figure out the best way to not have to deal with that. So I just used a floating platform to block the fireballs. And then come on down, and then of course there's even more enemies, because why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't I be able to take a little bit of time to breathe? I will say the amount of enemies that we've had going around was kind of irritating, because there were just so many of them. And so just dealing with them like we had been, using the ranger to put tons and tons of arrows in them. I will say, because we were doing it on the harder difficulty, the enemies took so much damage. So sometimes it really did take a while to kill them all. But I'm over here looking around. Some of the enemies followed. Just kill them then. And then we, of course, for some reason, can't draw a triangle right. And dealing with that was its own thing. So, oh, what? So here we go. Just drew this. I was actually really proud of this, with the crates right up on the spikes, and then putting a plank on top, so that way I could just cross the planks. I thought it was a good idea. I still think it's a good idea. Because that way you don't have to worry about sitting on the buttons. I thought I had died there, but that may have been in the other run. Because I was trying to run straight through this as quickly as possible. Matter of fact, when I had replayed it the second time, I had taken a long time. So I think I spent like 50 minutes in this level alone, just searching through each and every little bit to try and find where the last bottles were. Oop, got the hiccups. Alright, and then I really like the being able to shoot the things so that way they move. They did very well in this game with the physics. I think so anyways. Sometimes they got annoying because they were so physics, but I think that was like the biggest thing about the game. It was a physics puzzle based. So there are things that you could do and things that you didn't necessarily have to, but you could make them work if you knew physics. And so here we are again. I'm over here looking around trying to find these bottles, thinking maybe they're hidden up here they weren't. But I really was. I was looking in every nook and cranny. Because I didn't know where these bottles could have been. Like, these 3 bottles were running away from me. And they were kind of annoying because this was a long level. I mean, it was the level before the final level. So of course it was. Oh, I will say, going through it though, at least we got better at not dying so much. And honestly, I was yeah, I was still trying to see if there was a way up through here because I could see like the gap, but I didn't realize that it was a metal plate up there, so I wasn't hooking on to it. All right. Yep, there were bottles up there previously, but I had already got them. Then go ahead and break those plates so we can pop. Yep, look at that. Now it's open. But yeah, these last 3 bottles were playing really hard to get. But it does make me excited for the next game, which next will be Metro Last Light, but we will be getting into Trine too. I enjoyed the first game enough that I think there's a lot of room for it to grow, and with the potential to grow also comes the potential for better gameplay and better story. I mean, they made 5 of the games, so somebody's got to have been enjoying it other than just one person, right? And I'll be trying to finish all those. I want to finish up the Metro games, which I'll be playing Last Light next. That's the second one. However, I think this one has DLC in it. And I think the version I got did come with the DLC. So, we'll be able to play that. I also asked everybody's opinion on the Yakuza games, because I know for me, I really enjoyed them. At least the story aspect of them. I've platinumed 4 of the games, but it's not one of those games that I'd platinum on stream, because at this point I had just finished up Yakuza Ishin, so it was like a Dragon Ishin, and it was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but it was still 120 hours pretty much to platinum the game. Which, I mean, if you're gonna go and platinum a game, you might as well go the full way, right? No point in doing it with all halves. But I did, in fact, at least try, because I thought it would be fun. And I enjoy platinuming those games to an extent. I really don't like playing Mahjong, but it is one of the necessities of the game. So, yeah, I remember this. I was so sure that this is where they were going to hide a bottle, because there was so much open space, and so I used the wizard to make the floating platform, so that way I could swing around and check up there. I could almost even see the top, but I could tell that there was nothing there. But I was determined to try and look. Gave up and kind of just decided it was okay. We'll run around. So, yep, I started getting real smart, because in the original playthrough, I was just kind of doing everything with the, yeah, there was a bottle off to the side that I could barely see. But, I was barely making it. I was really just trying to run through it, which is fine, but if you're playing the game and trying to make it challenging to win through hardcore, yeah, you gotta be a little bit more careful than that. And you really gotta make use of everybody. Of course, I get nicked and died, but I was actually very concerned because I knew you needed to get that block up. I was like, well, how am I gonna get that block? Well, you know what? We can go around it. And so I went around it. And I was like, well, if I can't break those, or block those, how am I going to do that? Oh, well, I can play the knight, and I can actually block it. Until I got killed. And so I was trying to do everything I could to not die, because there was a checkpoint right there. I was like, if I can just make it to the checkpoint, I'll be okay. I was like, time it between, and then just go. Now that I made it all the way over there, I mean, my heart was pounding, because playing in hardcore, you don't get that many, you only get the one I was gonna say relive. You only get the one revive for your characters per checkpoint. Whereas with the normal mode, you can just kind of skip it. So, if it's an option in the next game, I'll probably start on hardcore. Alright. So, this is getting really close to the end of the level. I was getting concerned because I didn't find the bottle. So, I'm looking around, going up and around, swinging, and of course, it's hard to find anything because of the brightness of the stuff here. And then right here, I saw the bottle glowing over there. And so I was trying to figure out how I was going to get to it. So I ended up using the wizard and pulling that over. And I looked over there. You could see 2 of the bottles. And I was just like, how am I going to get those 2 bottles? So I tried making a plank, and I saw that the plank landed, so it's obviously a way over there. And so I was like, well, if there's a way over there and I got to go over there next, let's just skip on by. And then I made a platform to hold down the switch so I could make it on through. And I'm not entirely sure at this point why everything happened the way that it did, but I know that that's where 2 of those bottles were. At this point, I was still missing that bottle there, and I'm still missing 1 more. So I went over, I grabbed those 2 bottles, I was upset. And then when I replayed the level, that bottle was still there. So then I got the achievement for it. Went ahead and leveled everybody up. I'm not entirely sure why it wasn't there, but it wasn't. So now with everything, every item and every experience we went through, reorganized it a little bit, because we had to beat this level without dying, without anybody dying. And so we started running. I started with the thief because the thief is very acrobatic, and apparently you can skip quite a bit of this if you're looking the right way. But I used a thief, and I mean the mobility was great. Taking a couple of hits, and yeah, there was already my first revive. I was very, very upset. But I found out at the end of this, because this is actually the first try. So the first try of that day, I should say. So I tried it on this day right after I got that last bottle, and then I was able to climb the entire tower on the first try. Man, one of the reasons I don't want to do audio voiceovers like this, other than the fact that my headphones really don't like it, is because you don't get the full experience. Because at this point, my heart was pounding as I'm jumping across these platforms, and everything's coming real close, and yeah, we're getting health potions and all that, but I had already died at least once, and I already had the health vial removed, and I was like, I'm right there at the end. And I did everything I could to try and run through this as quick as I could. I tried to make the piece before, but as soon as I made the triangle, I was like, oh, I made it, oh, I made it. So I went ahead and called that good. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.